My name is Karen, and the three qualities I chose to describe myself with are strong-willed, visionary, and thoughtful. I'm a daughter of immigrants, and I'm first generation. After I was born, my dad stopped working and he developed business management competencies and acquired some assets that allowed him to spend so much more time with us growing up. So, as a result, I always spent time with him, and I grew up knowing that I really had no limits because of him. So I grew up loving Nike and Jordan sneakers, and I started reselling them in middle school to fund my own collection. I was a big football fan. I loved watching soccer all the time on my TV. That's all I watched. I was obsessed. I loved Barcelona, and at like age 13, I vowed to see them in person. And at age 15, I went. I was able to go with my savings and watch a Champions League match live from Barcelona, Camp Nou, and I was so excited. Trip changed my perspective in a way because I realized that anything I envisioned for myself, I could just create. Anything I wanted, I could have it. So got into UNC, grew my sneaker business by catering to the student athletes, especially the basketball players, and the really busy student body who had no time for release dates. So that brought me significant sales, and I became really passionate about sneakers, and I also learned a handful of industry skills within that 1 year. I also became really passionate about education and equity and formed part of a nonprofit team focused on providing college preparation for marginalized communities, and started cultivating my purpose to being impact driven, which is where I think my thoughtful quality comes into play. I want to create things that are sustainable and that can impact or empower people in some way, and I've been pinpointing how to do that through clothing and shoes. So last February, I made the impulse decision to pay an arm and a leg to go to NBA All-Star, where I knew certain Jordan brand representatives were going to be present. So here I was on this flight during midterm week on a mission to connect with people who didn't even know I existed. And today, my most affluential mentors come from taking that one risk, and I'm now working with Jordan on a women's consumer insight project, which all really started from me envisioning it and being strong-willed enough to believe that I could do it. Heavy heads hanging low, release me. I don't like to be super detailed with my post-grad plans, just because I don't want to limit myself or turn down any potential opportunities in the future just because it doesn't align with what I want. But if I'm not working on my own personal venture, of course, my plan A would be to enter the sneaker slash sportswear slash fashion industry as a branding and marketing visionary. I feel like as a business owner, it is so important to know every facet of the industry that I aspire to be in, inside and out. And by working under a company like Brand Jordan slash Nike, far beyond the corporate work experience that I would acquire, I feel like I would also learn how to cultivate that work culture that is really important within a brand. So if my plan A doesn't work out after a year, I would want to seek a position in a tech startup to kind of gain that experience. What sector in tech, I'm not quite sure yet, and that's something I want to spend the rest of my undergraduate career kind of exploring. Ideally, I would want to pursue a product management position within that company, simply because I feel like it would be most valuable in gaining experience with determining product requirements and strategy and finding out what will be viable in the real world. And of course, the work culture there will be highly entrepreneurial. I will learn how to take calculated risks, and I will study how to get something so early stage off the ground.